Hi, it's Emma Holmes from The Launch Queen, and I have a confession to make. I have a self-sabotaging passenger. I have a little voice in my head at times that can cause me more trouble than it's worth. And I want to share that with you today. I know that sounds really, really spooky, doesn't it? It sounds like there's big confessions coming here. But what I have is I have a little voice that says to me, don't outsource it. Just do it. Be quicker if you just did it. Be quicker if you just got on with it and got it done, rather than asking somebody else to do it and then waiting for them to do it. You could have done it yourself by now. Why don't you just do it? Just get on with it. And I'm quite lucky in that I am really, I'm techie in my business now because I've had to be. Because when I first started out in coaching, I had to learn everything. I had to learn how to do my videos, how to set up websites, how to edit my videos, how to podcast, how to record, how to put plugins onto my website, how to do my social media, how to make memes. You know, I had to learn it all. I had to spend time and effort and invest in teaching myself the tech elements of my business that I would need, because at that point I couldn't afford to outsource, and at that point I was probably a little bit of an overprotective mama to my business. I probably didn't want to let go. I probably didn't want anybody to help me. I probably wanted to have a 5-year-old's approach to business, in that I'd do it all by myself. I'll do it all by myself. But I've got over that I'm thankful to say, and I've got an absolutely fantastic team of people around me who I know I can rely on. My dream team, I know I can rely on them to do the things that I want them to do. I can rely on them to come back with the finished article that is fantastic. So even though that is the case, I still have times where I go, well, I'll just do that myself. I'll just do it because it's quicker and easier and it'll be done. And it stops me doing other things. So I've got to be very, very strict with myself. I've got to tell the voice to be quiet, and I've got to outsource it, because it's so easy to fall into that trap. Because if I said to myself 4 or 5 times during the day, oh, well, I'll just do that. I'll just sort that out. I'll just make that better. I would never get anything done, because I would be too busy doing the stuff that I think that I can just do and not need to outsource, and wouldn't actually get any creative work done, wouldn't get any content written, wouldn't be able to go into my groups and look after my launchettes, because I would be too busy doing stuff. And this is stuff that I can delegate. This is stuff that my team can do. This is stuff that I trust my team to do. So it's fantastic once you get a dream team around you of people that you can trust, people that you know are fantastic, people that you know will deliver results, because that takes the stress off that situation. I have been in circumstances in the past where I've thought, oh, I will do it myself, and then I've talked myself into delegating it, but I've delegated it to somebody on Fiverr or something like that, and then ended up, once it is returned, and I'm anxious that it needs to be returned quite quickly, and then it is returned, and then I'm really disappointed with it, so I end up face palming and then doing it myself. So that's a vicious cycle that I had got into at times. But now I know that if I need some graphics done, my graphic designer is amazing. She's got an absolutely fantastic handle on my brand, and she can do things, and it seems that she extracts these things out of my head and can produce them on paper, because she knows the brand inside out. The brand is hers. She is part of the brand, and she is the only person who works on the brand. I know that my VA can do anything that I send to her. She can sort it out. She'll do it in as quick as possible time. She'll turn it around. She'll get it back to me. So I have managed to some degree to get over myself with my self-sabotaging passenger that says, Emma, just do it. Emma, just get on and just find it. Just sort it out yourself. To actually say, actually, I have more important things to do. Because if the work that I'm doing isn't content creation, isn't something that is nourishing my crowd, isn't supporting my clients, then it needs to run through the filters to whether or not it needs to be outsourced. If it's not something that genuinely has to be done by me, and the things that I love doing, the content creation, the helping, the supporting, then it needs to be run through a filter as to whether or not it's something that it's worth my time to do, whether or not it's something that is better off outsourced. And you can get into this situation as well when you aren't all that techie. And, as I say, I'm quite lucky that I've spent a bit of an apprenticeship learning my tech now. But if you're not all that techie, I've heard people who've spent 3-4 hours trying to get their head around setting up MailChimp, or, they've spent 6 hours trying to sort out plugins on their website. And they could have been making money in that time. And when you're a coach, when you're a trainer, and when you're a mentor, your time is what is important. How you use your time is how you make your money. How you leverage your time, how you charge for your time, that is how you get an income. And if you are wasting your time on stuff that isn't in your zone of genius, then you are doing exactly that. You're wasting your time. And for the sake of outsourcing it, it might take somebody else 20 minutes to do something you've been struggling with for 4 hours. That makes sense, doesn't it, to outsource it? That makes sense to give that particular task to somebody who has that zone of genius, somebody who is an expert in that field, and making sure that you know where your zone of genius is and where your time and where your attention should be placed will allow you to see the areas of your business where you're wasting time and you're moving away from your zone of genius, and you could be outsourcing it to someone whose zone of genius it is. So don't let yourself get a self-sabotaging partner. You need to be outsourcing before it feels comfortable. You need to start to free up your time before it feels comfortable. And I remember listening to an audio of Ali Brown from alibrown.com, and she was saying that she would get somebody to run errands for her initially, and she would be charged something like $15-20 an hour for this person to come in and run errands for her and sort things out for her. And she would have 4 hours in a week where this person would do that for her. And she made sure that she worked her butt off to use those 4 hours to make money, so that that investment had a return, so that the investment that she'd spent on the person who was running errands for her was actually making her a financial return. So rather than you messing about on stuff that's outside of your zone of genius, use the time that you free up by outsourcing it on money-making activities, or on activities that are going to nourish your audience and enhance your know, like and trust factor and move you towards getting more sales, because that's what it's all about. Remember that your time is the most valuable asset that you have, and how you use it is so important. So on that note, and on that little lecture about outsourcing, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.